In a world where truth is a malleable construct and individualism is a distant memory, George Orwell's 1948 novel 1984 transports us to a dystopian, totalitarian society.
Through the eyes of Winston Smith, we explore the chilling mechanisms of control, surveillance, propaganda, and manipulation that strip away basic freedoms. We also explore the dire consequences faced by those who rebel.
The post-World War II Cold War period, when 1984 was released, marked the rise of communism and totalitarianism. Many states like the USSR, Communist China, and Cuba began to turn to these new ideas. This, combined with the horrors seen in Nazi Germany, caused a rising fear of totalitarianism and communism infiltrating America and the West. Born in 1903, George Orwell was a British writer and journalist known for his keen social commentary and his opposition to totalitarianism. His experiences in the Spanish Civil War and the horrors he witnessed profoundly influenced his political beliefs, leading him to fiercely critique oppressive regimes with works including Animal Farm and 1984. These reflect his concerns regarding government overreach, propaganda, and the manipulation of truth, themes that resonate powerfully even today. The late 1940s were also characterized by significant advancements in technology and communication, which Orwell incorporated clearly into his narrative. Mass media and propaganda became tools for the government to manipulate public perception. In 1984, Big Brother symbolizes the invasive nature of state control, foreshadowing modern concerns about surveillance and privacy. Orwell captured the zeitgeist of the era by illustrating the potential for oppressive control through surveillance and the erasure of individuality. So how did the world of 1984 get here?
Revolution, armed distant against so-called evil forces of capitalism. This is the story of Oceania given by the party to its people. A figure known to us as Big Brother then takes control by banishing Emmanuel Goldstein, an alleged traitor. Since then, the world has been split into three mega-countries, Oceania, Eurasia, and Eastasia, who are perpetually at war.
1984 is a cautionary tale that asks the question, what if the world was ruled by communism, totalitarianism, and authoritarianism? In the story, the three mega-countries, Oceania, Eurasia, and Eastasia, are all slightly different, but they are all oppressive and devoid of any freedom whatsoever. Here, totalitarian and authoritarian governments reign supreme. Orwell warns against totalitarianism by painting these societies as places that repress their people and take away their most basic human rights just so that their leaders can further their personal agendas. In most developed countries, the government's job is to help its people, defending them and providing infrastructure to support them. However, in 1984, the government works for itself instead of for its people.
So now the question is, why would a government do this? The answer, as given by O'Brien to Winston, is true unlimited power. O'Brien explains, unlike past dictatorships who disguise their selfishness as love for the people, the party is actively built upon a hatred of others and wants to assert its dominance over its population.
Inequity of power leads those with higher power to be able to exploit those with lower power and inhibit their human rights so that they will exist solely for the higher power's benefit. For example, in 1984, people are indoctrinated to the point that they cannot even think anything that isn't planted in their head by the party. They have no sort of freedom and are punished by torture and/or death if they break the party's rule.
1984 warns us that power and oppression are a deathly circle. When one gains power, to retain it, one oppresses all others. This can be seen in real life as well. For example, with the infamous Stanford prison experiment conducted by Dr. Philip G. Zimbardo. When one group was put in a position of weakness and the other in a position of power, those who were powerful displayed cruel and sadistic behavior against the powerless, highlighting human nature.
1984 is similar to our modern world on several different levels of extremity. One extreme example is the DPRK, also known as North Korea. There, people are stripped of their fundamental human rights such as speech, thought, and religion. If one breaks the law in the DPRK, they are tortured or killed, making the country seem like a near-exact copy of Oceania. Power inequity, oppression, and censorship, however, are not the only ways that 1984 is connected to our modern lives. Privacy and monitoring are also key issues in the story. Though some may not realize it, we are constantly monitored. There are cameras watching us everywhere, from CCTV to your phone to your laptop to even your doorbell. Right now in China, a social credit system is in place that monitors the activity of each person to decide their value in society, and this affects their ability to buy a car, house, etc. A text written in 1948 about 1984 remains more relevant than ever today. Whether you're in your car, at home, at work, or just wandering around, Big Brother is watching you.